space to last me a lifetime. A year? Nah, a month. Maybe a week. I'll see you next time.
IG. It includes dangerous acts performed by a professional hunter, which should not be attempted by others.
The harsh, hot deserts of Arizona, home to a couple of heat-seeking species known as sidewinders, fast and deadly accurate. This is the famous F-16, known as a Viper. Beautiful, sleek aircraft, one of the sleekest things in the sky. And right here is the famous Sidewinder. I'm going to take you off the base out into the range to look for one of the most heat-seeking vipers on the face of the earth. We've been invited onto a military range by the United States Air Force to help fill in the gap in our quest to show you the world's greatest reptiles. G'day, Arizona, in the desert in the dry. And this is the Barry M. Goldwater Range. Right behind me is the Mohawk Mountain Range, for obvious reasons. And up there, that's Luke Air Force Base. I'm here looking at the diversity of the wildlife, but particularly at a heat-seeking reptile and a very important heat-seeking missile for the Air Force.
There's 2.7 million acres in the range, a lot of territory for the unique wildlife of Arizona. We're being guided through the range by Bob Berry and Bill Millard, a two-man team of U.S. Air Force biologists. They'll put us in the right places so we can use our skills to track down our very first Sidewinder in the wild. They're taking us to some real hot spots as they make their regular rounds. Hot in more ways than one. The temperature's been hitting 130 degrees. Fantastic conditions for reptiles and great terrain for rattlesnakes. We're about to show you one of the most amazing scenes of reptile handling I've ever seen. A deadly snake and a situation I can still hardly believe.
Listen to that. Here we go. Woo! It's a tiger. They've only got a small amount of venom, but it's highly toxic. And apparently, they're one of the more laid-back rattler species. Oh, you've got a little head. Hey. You've only got a little head. Sugar. Hey, settle down, mate. Settle down. Settle down, buddy, settle down. You'll settle down in a minute. All I got to do is avoid getting bitten for the first 20 seconds, and then he'll settle down. Here he goes. Come on now. Hey! You're supposed to be non-aggressive. Have a look at that coloration. He virtually matches his environment perfectly. And those bands, you can see why they call them tiger rattlesnakes. He's got a relatively small head for the size of his body. Big, fat body. And they've got great pits. Look at the pits in his head there. Looks like he's got a third set of eyes. What a score! You can imagine he's got to eat smaller prey sizes because he's got that smaller head. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh. Okay, he's starting to settle down now. I know it doesn't look like it, but I'm a firm believer in body posture. Whoa, whoa, whoa. He's settling down. Here, he stopped rattling. I think now I can take the liberty. Moving in a little closer. You've got to imagine I'm a professional. I've been dealing with highly venomous snakes all my life. and I'm just staring straight at his head, checking out his demeanour. He's settled down, he's stopped rattling, and now, and only now, I can demonstrate how beautiful he is and how uninclined he is to strike. Look at that, my hands, my nose, my face, my eyes are all within strike range. He's a pit viper. He could strike back over his own body at least 2/3 his body length, which means he could get me right on the eyebrow. Isn't this magnificent? Notice the snake, how it's jiggling up and down? That's my nerves. I am really, really nervous. But I'm a professional. I've never been envenomated by a venomous snake. I take great pride in that. But you can see I'm shaking like a leaf. And this snake is totally unfazed by it. Look at his little rattle there. Beautiful rattle. Perfectly formed. Look at that. There's another species of rattler here, the speckled. They're very hard to tell apart from these tiger rattlers. The only way to tell is those bands and the tail. The speckled's got that coon tail, black on white before the buttons. I just really appreciate you letting me do this. Free handle, something no one should ever do. And you can just go back up there.
I tell you what, you'll never see anybody else in the entire world able to do this.
Oh, beautiful animal.
This whole area is under military administration. A small part is used for target practice, but 94% is clear for the wildlife. The Air Force controls who comes into the environment, and that means the animals of the desert have a huge range of protected habitat. The range is an important military training center. And we're invited to see firsthand how the firepower concentrates only on small target zones.
Geez, that was close. Missed by that much. Real close. Oh! There, right on. Oh, here he comes. Coming down 500 or 600 feet. Oh, you see that? Oh, here comes another one. Right on. Here we go. The target disintegrated. Good hit. So as you can see, absolute minimal impact on the environment with the bombing and the strafing. It's all condensed into one very small area. And even right here, in close at the target markers, there's good healthy wildlife. Have a look at this little beauty. This is a coach whip. It's a colubrid, non-venomous. They got a great set of teeth, and he's hunting around in the heat of the day, chasing lizards. This is exceptional, absolutely exceptional. They got a mission happening over here, like right now. Strafing, hitting the targets, and this guy's running across this graded patch here, hunting for lizards. They are designed to camouflage into their environment. And bite. They bite like crazy. Woo! How's this? We've got F-16s going off behind us. Bombs going off. This is incredible. A great demonstration of how this mission doesn't affect the wildlife. This mission's in such a concentrated area that this guy and the other species around here are in no danger. Well, mate, just let you go over here. Coming up next, I tangle with dual diamondbacks.
In a perfect world, everyone would enjoy Flakes Plus for breakfast like me, and start their day at the beach like me.
Then again, why don't you all just sleep in?
Uncle Toby's Flakes Plus, the secret to a great day.
Wake me
Big Care presents the #1 series. There's 15 double CDs to choose from. The #1 barbecue album, the #1 classic 80s album, the #1 summer party album. All special price double CDs. The #1 90s rock album, the #1 love album, the #1 women's album, and many more.
What a choice! The #1 series. Look for me in your music stores. I'm excited.
Half-price fine furniture, the biggest in the West.
Get into our massive spring sale with hundreds of bargains at up to 33% off. Take the Farmhouse coffee table now $199, save $100. Or the Windsor single bed now $249, save $100. Try the Paris Deluxe sofa from only $599 and the Walpole queen size bed only $699. With matching bedside only $239, save $40. Hurry, sale must end soon.
Half-price fine furniture.
Your love lifted me higher than I've ever been lifted before.
Pantene introduces the Sheer Volume Collection.
Oh, lifting higher, higher and higher. I said,
Get up to 80% more volume in just 10 days. Pantene Pro-V Volume Care Collection for the healthy-looking hair you love.
Getting married? Then celebrate with family and friends in formal wear by Ferrari. Book this month at Ferrari, and regardless of the wedding date, you can hire from just $49 per outfit. It's for bookings made this month, so hurry.
He gets paid to wear these shoes and these socks. He even gets paid to wear the shirt and shorts. But we're the only ones who have paid him to wear nothing at all. Why us? Because we're the ones to call when you're not carrying any change. 1-800-REVERSE, the way to call reverse charge.
He saved a life.
I'll never forget what you've done.
Okay, and gained a
Surprise!
stalker.
She made me cookies. She brought me mittens. I mean, this is a dangerous psychopath.
Bigger at 7:30, then at 8. The key to a successful relationship?
A marriage is about closeness.
Always agree with your wife.
It is about closeness. About how close you can get to killing her before you kill yourself.
Everybody Loves Raymond, following Becca tonight on 10.
Away from the target zone, we could be in any untouched part of the Arizona desert. Just a rough track through wide open spaces, and Steve's about to find some double trouble. He spots a bit of off-road movement and races into another display of incredible skill with 2 American rattlesnakes at once.
2! There's 2 in here. It's a pair. It'll be a breeding pair of Western Diamondbacks. He's in grumpy mode. And I do not want to get tagged in. Okay, here's the little female. I'm just going to take her out here into the open. Okay, wait there, girl. Wait there. Wait there. You're all right. No, you can't get away. I'll just settle her down. Settle down, settle down. Okay. Wait there, sweetheart. Come on, buddy. Come on, here. Here he comes. Boy, oh, you're a bit exasperated. You're all right, you're all right. Okay, hold your ground, mate. Hold your ground. Have a look at this. We got the big buff-headed male and this absolutely gorgeous female. They're in breeding mode. They just want to do what comes natural, curl up, mate, and make little babies. This little female, she's probably in her first year of maternal mode. This male, he's a lot bigger than her, but I reckon he's only in his 2nd year of sexual maturity. It's pretty hot out here, so I'm just going to put them back where they came from. Come on. And I'm going to let them go in unison right where I found them. You're all right. There you go, big bloke. There, in you go. There you go, sweetheart. Oh. Woo-hoo!
One of the 44 species of reptile around this rugged landscape include the rare desert tortoise, and there should be no trouble finding these guys.
So this is it?
This is it.
Beauty.
Right out here at the base of this mountain, we have a desert tortoise with a radio transmitter on it. We're going to track that tortoise for at least 3 months, and we're going to mark down on the map every time we find the tortoise and map out its home range.
Oh, yeah?
And that way we can determine how much area these tortoises need.
So this is your device?
This is it. You're very faint, but the burrow that she came from is right over in this direction.
Nice looking country.
The Air Force biologists take great pride in monitoring all the wildlife on the range, with special programs set up for rare and endangered species.
There it is.
And there she is. What a little sweetheart. Interesting how I spotted it before they got it with their high-tech gear.
Look at you, girl. Look at you. Now, this is a female desert tortoise. I can tell because she's got a cute little bottom. Look at her tail. Tiny little tail. And she's cute. They're herbivores. They eat any of the grasses and edible flowers, leaves. I feel sorry for Terry and Bill. They're way back down there in the canyon. Now, the desert tortoise is modified or has evolved to suit the rugged terrain. She's got elephant-like feet, very powerful short legs, and she's got claws. Claws on the end of her feet which allow her to dig those burrows, and she's heading straight up under this bush here to get a bit of cover. Oh, how's this? She's got a burrow up in there. You can see it right down in there, look at that. So she's obviously utilising the shade from this bush and the camouflage of all those branches that have fallen down, give her extra protection, and she's burrowed straight down in there. It's about right on her size.
Check out the cactus, an amazing plant species that also does really well here. Up to 60 years ago, the land had another use. Miners and prospectors braved really harsh conditions to search for wealth beneath the surface.
The whole place is littered with mines. See this green rock? It's an indication of what they were chasing. Copper. These signs are placed to warn people that these are a dangerous area, barbed wire to cordon it off. So these big mine shafts are almost like a giant pitfall trap. Anything that survives the fall down into it will live down there until they become so emaciated, so starved, that they just die, perish. So I'm going to go down there, see if there's anything alive, and rescue it. Dangerous. Doesn't get much more dangerous than this. Old mine shafts should be avoided at every step of the way.
One thing's for sure, you never know what's down there. And some of these shafts are over 100 years old. Unstable walls, rotting equipment, and maybe animals that are cranky and aggressive because they've survived the big fall and are hungry.
Best I get away from this wall as quick as possible, in case any screenies come down on me. Oh, how's this side draft? Come on, mate. Come on, buddy. You're all right. You're all right. Go for snake. Woo! Here's an ear beauty. Once again, non-venomous species. Nice. In good condition. Doesn't look like a scar on it. Snake rescue. You can imagine the amount of wildlife that must get stuck down in here. And obviously, a lot of it doesn't make it. How's this? It's a Mojave. And he's cranky too. And for good reason. Hey, you're all right, mate. You're all right. You're all right. Have a look at this. Mojave, little Mojave. Oh, look how healthy he is. He's in really good condition. His rattle's going flat out like a lizard drinking. Brought my favourite stick down, just as well too. You're all right, buddy, hold your ground. Gotta just try and gently juggle him into this bag, calico bags. The thing is, they can bite through the bags. Oh, come on, buddy. So while I've got my hand on the... Ooh, there he goes, strike it. While I've got my hand on the bag, ooh, you're a naughty snake. Hey, hey, hey. Keep it moving, keep it moving. Woo! Now, you might see me twisting this bag around. It's for good reason. My Harveys have got great fangs, really good set of fangs. They can bite straight through these calico bags.
Going back up is just as dangerous as getting down. Those rock walls could go anywhere, anytime. They may have been solid when the mine was dug, but decades of weathering loosens rocks and the whole shaft could come apart.
Coming up, I get out of the chopper and into the Diamondback.
Big Brother is coming.
New house, new housemates, new rules. Find out how you can be part of the biggest phenomena only on Rove Live. A 2-hour season finale at the special time of 8:30 Tuesday on 10.
Come on, keep up.
Yeah. In a world full of numbers, Telstra's looking for new ways to keep yours performing better. Whether it's your home phone, mobile or internet, we're making sure your numbers work hard for you.
Good one.
Call 132200 for more information.
I've heard all about the supernatural. It's where spirits and ghosts appear in the night. It's a bit scary. But now, all these Allen's jellies are made with all natural colours and flavours. I just get them out, and it soon puts everyone in good spirits. It's supernatural, of course. I love Allen's lollies.
Sick of paying for home insurance and never making a claim? Then change over to Western QBE and get rewarded for being a good customer. The longer you don't make a claim, the more you save. Call your home insurance specialists at Western QBE.
Hey, Dave, are you a buy?
Yeah, my buy. Pete, you got time for a quick manslaughter charge before you go?
Mad if I didn't.
Yeah. Jack, what are you having?
Yeah, I might go criminal record myself.
Hey, I think I'll have a funeral. Yeah, what the heck? I think I'll go double funeral. Cheers, lads.
Is that next drink really worth someone's life? Don't drink and drive.
Welcome to Red Rooster. Can I help you?
Sub 97, thanks. Try our 97% fat-free Sub 97. Only $3.95 plus a free Diet Coke. It's the healthiest way to satisfy your hunger this summer. Just $3.95 with a free Diet Coke. 97% fat-free, 100% flavour. Only at Red Rooster.
Next time you miss a call, simply dial *10# and we'll retrieve the number for you.
Yeah, it's in top condition. You want to see it today? Can we make it tomorrow? Late?
*10#. Try it next time you miss a call.
This is some of nature's slickest killing technology. They're killing machines with brains. An octopus is reckoned to be as intelligent as a dog. But even the most perfect killing machine can miss its target. Sandra Sully presents Killing for a Living, 7:30 Monday.
Millions of acres is a lot of ground to cover, and the wildlife in this dry environment is spread very thin. In a chopper, we're going to see a lot of territory that would take weeks to cover on the ground, and maybe spot the wildlife before it sees us.
This is Bighorn sheep country.
tracking some bighorns that have already been radio collared. It makes it a lot easier to find them amongst these rugged peaks and ravines. You can only do it by chopper.
There's a big ram, and he's got 3 girls tucked into that cave. Yeah, okay, there's the ram. Have a look at his head here. And all of these females, all of these ewes are his. They've got a beautiful white bottom. Oh, here's some more.
They call them sheep, but the bighorns handle this country like mountain goats. Back down on the plains, we're searching for different wildlife. This is reptile country, and Steve senses there's gotta be a rattler.
Snake trap! Here's another one, look! Swing around!
We've gotta move fast. Give the snake enough time and he'll be gone, hidden, and we'll have to track him. There go the tracks, and the chopper's blown them all away. But there's still enough signs for Steve to track him down from where he saw him disappear. And Steve's gonna need a stick to help him handle this snake.
It's a western diamondback. Settle down, mate. It's a western diamondback. Have a look at this. Throughout these gorges and gullies, these are about the most common. They're about the most common snake. And he's a beauty. And from up there in the air, they stick out.
Oh, watch what you're doing, Steve. Be careful.
Woo! What a little beauty. And he's fired up. The noise of the chopper is stirred him right up. And that's how I spotted him. Flushed him out, and he's gone for cover.
What a sensational snake. The western diamondback is so versatile. They survive anywhere from forests to river habitats and even here in the dry deserts of Arizona. We just love this country. It's been unchanged and virtually untouched for centuries. And as a military range, the few visitors that come in need to have special permits. Because of the limited access and because it's so rugged and away from the normal tracks, there's been very little human interference to the landscape, and you can find native animals in a perfect environment.
Chuckwalla. They're about one of the biggest lizards out here. This one's medium size. They've got really acute sense of sight. Oh, what a little pearler. Have a look at this. Woo, he's got a stumpy tail too. Really stumpy. Something's had a chomp at it, broken it, but obviously the blood and everything's getting down there and feeding it, and it's perfectly healthy. Oh, you're all right? Now, the Chuckwalla is a rock iguana. They're herbivores. They get a feed out here in these dry, rocky outcrops. Big, wide head, which enables them to chomp down on the sedges, grasses, herbs, virtually any of these leaves. They have a very high tolerance to this dry herbage. Crikey, that does smell quite edible. And she's shedding her skin. They shed their skin, just like other lizards. You see these back bits coming off? And underneath, she'll have a beautiful, fresh coloration. Look at that beautiful orange colour of scales there. You've had a hard life, young lady, haven't you? She's beautiful. They're quite territorial, so this will be her rocky outcrop. And as soon as I put her down, she'll just zip straight over and into a crevice. Away you go, sweetheart. Away you go, little lizard. Oh, gosh. Isn't she gorgeous? Little beauty. Here's a place they practice dummy bombs, no explosives, and the ground's in great condition. I wish I was as agile as a bighorn sheep. Have a look at this, 500-pounder, full of concrete. It's a test bomb. Oh, look at this. Have a look at this. This is it. Look at this. Here's the guard, the choya. Watch out. Woo! Check this out. This is like a dream come true. Have a look at this. Snake poo. And it's thick. Oh, check this out. Blacktail rattler. Look at the belly scales. That's a fair chunk of a snake too. Here's another one. More snake skins, little snake. Have a look at this. Bighorn sheep. This is dead set bighorn sheep country. And blacktail rattlesnakes. Oh, I'm like a kid in a candy store in here. Here's another bone off a bighorn sheep. This one's old, really old. I wonder if the ultimate predator up here, the cougar, is bringing food in here and eating it. And look at this, look at this. More snake skins. Check this out. Have a look at this. That is backguano. These mine shafts are like a puzzle. It's great finding live wildlife, but it's also really cool finding dead stuff. Oh yeah, western diamondback. Tell by the scalation there and the colours, it's a western diamondback. Have a look at this. It's dead bat. Look how big his ears are. Oh, it's all covered in like mites. Yeah, classic. Oh, I hear you. Oh, you're all right, mate. You're all right. This is it, hey? Blacktail rattlesnake. Settle down, buddy. You're all right. I got you now. You're okay. Luckily enough, the blacktail is one of the more quiet, one of the more placid rattlesnake species. What a perfect place for a blacktail to curl up, get away from the warm, hot days, and then go out and hunt a feed if he has to. More likely there'd be rodents coming in and he'd be able to get a feed any time he likes. You can see why they call them blacktails. The last part of their tail is black. Hasn't got that obvious black and white banding of the other species. And he's got a perfect rattle. Look at that. All right, mate. You're all right. Go up there. Woo! Have a look at these. Bighorn bones. These ones have been snapped through by a large carnivore. But I've got to show you this. Poo. Whew. And it's a feline poo. Look at the fur and the bones in it. This belongs to a cougar, the largest mammalian carnivore. Wait on, the largest carnivore up here. Nice stuff. I've got to take this back.
We're right in the hottest rattlesnake location in Arizona, and we're really hoping to track down my target species, the sidewinder.
There's rattlesnakes in just about every one of these caves. They're going to start to emerge any minute.
They'll come out on the rocks to gain some sun, some last-minute warming up at the end of the day before they go hunting at night.
Oh, listen to that. Woohoo! Pay dirt. Here he is in here. It's a speckled. It's a speckled. Now, these things are notoriously aggressive. I'm just going to see if I can... Come on. Woo! Come on, mate. I've got to be really careful. The speckled hasn't got the deadliest venom of them all, but I tell you what, they strike and they strike hard. They're one of the hardest hitting of the rattlers. Those bands on his body helps them blend into their environment perfectly. And this is a happy, healthy specimen. You can see his belly there. Oh, you're biting me. I see that. I see that. Speckled. Hey, the thing with the speckles is, once you get onto them, you'll get into a colony. There'll be heaps of them. I'll bet you this whole place is crawling with them. It's like, when they're on, they're on. It just clicks. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Listen to this. Come on, mate. Oh, you little devil. When they're coiled up in these cracks, they're hard to get out. Come on. Well, this one's even a little bit darker. Come on. Here he comes. Here he comes. Hey, settle down, settle down. You can see this one's a little bit darker, around about the same size, but speckled rattler, nonetheless. Just coming on to dark, this place would absolutely crawl with them. Thick on the ground. Woo, I wouldn't like to take a hit in the face. There you go, buddy. Hey. Oh, man, look at this. Here he is. Here he is. Oh, hi there, mate. Now, this one's an adult. Beautiful. Come on, buddy. Let's just see if we can juggle him out of here. Come on now. Here he comes. Look at that. Oh, fat and healthy. Really fat. Got quite a large head. Beautiful, smoky. Beautiful, smoky grey coloration with those bands, and their scales are keeled, which allows them, to get maximum grip in their rocky, habitat. And he's just waiting for dark to come and move out and hunt for rodents. These guys love to eat mice. He just wants to... Hey! Oh, did you see that? Did you see? Straight back up, near clip my finger. They're fast, very fast. Very fast strikers. He's wired now. I'll just let him go back into the shade. This is where he's curled up waiting for dark. Here he goes. Oh, you're a little beauty. Hey? Gorgeous.
Feral goats throughout the Australian all need to be rounded up off the hillsides and into domestic farming environments where they belong. Steve sets out to help round up the herd, but even on a cross-country motorcycle, this rough country makes it tough going.
Oh, yow! Those vines nearly whipped me head off.
The international market for goat has expanded hugely, but they have to be gathered together in commercially viable herds. Over many generations in the wild, feral goats have learned how to be independent and evasive, a long way from the gentle domestic animals that came to Australia over 100 years ago. Trying to catch just one individual goat shows how hard the farmers will have to work to bring these captured outlaws under control.
Go, Steve, go! I gotta try so hard to get a goat. I'm going flat out like a lizard drinking, dump the bike and make a tackle. Nope, beat me again.
Coming up next, catching outlaws in the outback deserts.
Something's wrong and you can't see it. I came to help. Somewhere has a sexy new hero. He's a bad boy whose fantasies are about to come true. It's the new series that's part Matrix, part X-Files, and all charm. A secret agent with a top secret gift. Now you see him, now you don't.
That's supposed to impress me?
The premiere of The Invisible Man, 7:30 Thursday.
Your most requested tracks are here. The world's best ever beer songs. The best two-pack you'll ever get.
You're unbelievable.
Need new tyres?
And new wheels? But have no cash.
No worries.
There's no deposit and no interest.
For 12 months.
That's no deposit and no interest for 12 months from Bob.
Bob who?
When you buy any B&D door with opener this month, you'll receive $150 cash back. That's $150 cash in hand from the guys at B&D. Call now on 1-800-819-900.
Hey, kids, check out the new Nesquik vanilla flavor. Great new taste and in a limited edition twisty can. Nesquik makes milk fun.
Welcome to the greatest pantomime of all time. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, live on stage at the Regal Theatre. Makes the ideal Christmas gift, so book now at all box outlets. Limited season, so book now.
When Steve and Jenny's home was burgled, they were devastated. Thankfully, their GIO home and contents insurance gave them new for old replacement, even on their old telly. So the only worry now is who controls the remote. Talk to GIO on 131010 for home and contents insurance that leaves you free to get on with your life.
The great new taste of Mexican tacos and burgers. Now cooking at Chicken Treat.
So, Jono, what did you do the exact moment you realised you'd won Oz Lotto?
Quit sharing.
Another serious introduced threat to native wildlife. Not a species of animal, but a human invention, the automobile. An absolutely gorgeous barn owl stands frightened and helpless by the side of the road. It's been hit by a vehicle and desperately needs our help. It looks like a broken wing, and the patient would have no chance of hunting or fending for himself if left in the wild. We're as gentle as can be with this poor little bloke as we give him some roadside first aid. The threat now is shock, and we want him to feel safe and secure while we take care of him. The only choice is to take him with us for the rest of the trip until we can get him back home to Australia Zoo for some intensive care and rehabilitation.
The first time anyone travels through the harsh yet beautiful desert, they wonder how anything can survive such tough conditions, let alone an introduced species that was never meant to live here. The reality is that the desert is teeming with life, most of it hidden from view and highly specialised to cope with the hot, dry terrain. And even out here, some of the toughest country on Earth, you'll find animals from other parts of the world surviving and even thriving alongside the Australian native species. We're searching for dromedary camels.
You can see this goanna in front of me. It's a Spencer's monitor. The idea, the little trick to getting close to goannas is don't look them right in the eye. When you look them in the eye, they know they've been had, and they get very nervous. So you can see this is a young Spencer's monitor. Beautiful goanna, found only out here on the arid tablelands, black soil plains. Very distinct band. Now the Spencer's monitor is quite a habitat-specific animal. He only lives on these big plains, and what he'll do is if he feels threatened, he'll flatten out and lay very still, just like this little bloke. Now, that's great. He has no natural predators out here apart from birds of prey, but once you throw the feral species into the equation, he runs himself into a lot of problem. He sits flat like this when a fox or a cat comes along. They're gonna eat him really quickly. We're on the fringe of the Simpson Desert, and so far, hardly a sign of the camels that we know are out here in their thousands. I thought their bulk and height would have made them easy to spot, but that's not the case. It's their dusty coloured coats and the camouflage skills that make them almost invisible in their adopted homeland. As we push deep in the desert, we start to spot individual tracks and even signs of camel herds. We're getting close. We push on towards a rendezvous with a camel mustering team where a helicopter and some cowboys are awaiting our arrival, ready for an early morning start. We've joined this experienced team to study the impact of these large animals on the very fragile desert environment. Everywhere else, they've been totally domesticated, so the Australian dromedaries are the last existing herds of wild camels anywhere in the world. And they don't even belong here. This is dangerous work, and we're advised to get a bit of driving practice before we even start the chase. One mistake in this rugged terrain could jeopardise the whole project, so we're going through a bit of practice and training. This certainly won't go astray. I don't know about Terry's driving. She's ducking and weaving all over the place. The trees out here, these mulga trees, they're like pieces of steel. And if you get hit by them, you're gonna get torn to bits. All right, here we go. Here come the camels. The choppers start to muster them into position. Closer and closer to our four-wheel drive.
We set out with the idea of exposing this outlaw as an animal wreaking havoc on our wildlife and environment. But what we found was very different. They prefer to eat trees and vegetation that the local native animals don't like. And being a browser, only about 2% of their diet is grass. They walk on soft pads instead of hooves, so erosion and worn tracks were very minimal. In fact, we found hardly any evidence at all to support the idea that camels are excessively harmful to the environment, particularly on cattle properties where we found this big herd. They can survive the desert climate for weeks without water. Their body systems are designed to conserve moisture, and the hump is a fat store which develops after birth. Camel calves are born without any hump at all.
This is an R22 mustering chopper, and this is me mate. He's an absolute brilliant chopper pilot, and he's slowly working the herd as stress-free as possible right into the path of our four-wheel drive. Now, we're pretty specific with the camels that we want to target, and we've got to get alongside close enough so I can... Oh! Wiped out! Terry's run me into a mulga, straight into my head. Crikey, that's gotta hurt. Chopper swings round and tries to stop Terry. She's got no idea of knowing I've been knocked clean off the four-wheel drive. I start running after it. The chopper lands in front of Terry, pulls her up, and I gotta go in for a damage report. Slow up there, Terry. Slow down, slow down. I've ripped my ear wide open. Have a go at this. She'll be right, and there's no chance of a doctor out here anyway, so I might as well continue with the muster. What the heck? Now, camels prefer to run from danger rather than stand and fight. So once we get them on the move, mustering from a four-wheel drive and helicopter works really well. They just keep moving away from us in whatever direction we determine. Here we go, we've got one singled out.
lasso on? No. Crikey, they're just dodging and weaving through the mulga. They make it look easy, really hard to catch, and somehow they seem to know exactly when the rope's heading for them, and they just dodge or weave. Big animals with a lot of power in the kick and a pretty decent set of teeth. This is a really substantial herd. We're going to leave them all here to go about their job. I don't reckon they're doing too much damage to the Australian wilderness. Our chopper pilot, Craig, he swung back round. He spotted an orphaned baby. Here she is. Look at her. She's got no mother. Now what are we going to do?
This beautiful little girl would be about 4 months of age. Her mother will only have a calf about every 2 years, and she's got to produce about 6 liters of milk every day just to grow this little girl up.
Lie about her.
Yeah, she's quiet now.
Come on, darling. Since this poor little thin girl was running completely separate from the herd, she must be orphaned and will need hand rearing to ensure she makes it to maturity. She's come back home with us to Australia Zoo near Birwa on Queensland's Sunshine Coast. She'll help zoo visitors understand the camel's role on Earth and how they've taken a place in Australia as an introduced animal. Right from the start, she seems to settle in with the staff, and we're really glad that we saved her life.
Very clever. Come on over here.
Even behind the scenes at the office, she feels perfectly at home coming right inside. Australia's camel population is remarkably healthy, disease-free and vigorous, and there is a steadily increasing demand for them in other hot, arid parts of the world. But this little girl's staying right here with us, and all she wants for now are lots of cuddles.
Come on, sweetheart. Look at the size of her!
She's now grown to adolescence and bonded with the zoo staff, especially Steve.
Look at the size of her now. This is Dejara, and she's like giant, huge. She's virtually fully grown. She's grown into such a special camel. She loves her palm fronds, and I tell you what, she loves to play. The unfortunate thing is when she jumps around and kicks and chucks a wobbly, if she kicks me, that'd be like getting hit by Mike Tyson.
Now, horsing around or cameling around with Steve is one thing, but they really love the company of other camels. So we got Dejara a friend named Tila, and they're buddies all of the time, even when Steve doesn't have a chance to come rolling in the sand with them.
Rats. Their scientific name is Rattus rattus, and here in Australia, they're a real introduced pest. These nasty little rodents have been plaguing man for thousands of years. It's likely that they originated from the Middle East, where they made their way to Europe in the 13th century. And now they've been accidentally introduced into Australia by the first European settlers. And most countries around the world have to put up with rats.
Rats are notorious for spreading disease, including the Black Death and bubonic plague. They destroy crops and cause havoc with human food sources. Here in Australia, they've forced our native rodents and small mammals out of their environment by direct competition for food and shelter. They happen to be really good parents, and this mother will carry her babies into the long grass since she feels threatened by my presence. They're basically nocturnal, sleeping during the day and active at night. They'll often make shelters under rubbish, and once exposed, they get nervous and agitated.
Wow, we've got a big family here. Now, normally the Rattus rattus, or black rat, will have a litter of about 5 to 10, but I think we've got a few more here. These guys will grow up to reach sexual maturity at about 3 months of age, and after a gestation period of only 3 weeks, they'll give birth. Now, they can have up to 6 litters a year, and if you do the math, you end up with a lot of kids.
Catching, trapping, eliminating rats has been a problem that man's faced for many, many years, well over 200 in actual fact. The method I find the best is live capture. This is a cat trap. And these little specimens I caught last night. You can see the corn in the back. At night, the rat comes cruising through, grabs hold of the corn, pulls on it, door slams shut, and you've got them. That's the easy part. Getting them out is really hard. They are very aggressive, and their teeth are sharp, and they'll go straight to the bone.
Although Australia's native predators try to take advantage of this feral pest, the introduced rat poses a new and different threat. Rattus rattus carries both disease and parasites that can actually harm the health of this red-belly black snake.
The hard part is getting them by the tail. They bite pretty hard. Hey, ow! You can see what why... Hey, hey! Ow, ow, ow! They're little naughty ones, aren't they? You can see their teeth are razor sharp. They tuck their ears in behind their head and they get really cranky.
They're clever little devils and they're fast on their feet.
Hey, settle down, mate.
Steve-o. Oh, no, loser! Get him, mate. The rat is outsmarting me. Look at him go. Come on, Terry, get him. Get him, Terry. No, she's missed him. Up the tree. This will be good.
You ready, Terry?
Ready!
Here we go. Hang on.
He's coming your way. Whoa! I can't grab you.
Oh, we need backup.
Hey!
Got him. Thanks, Suey. I don't want to touch him.
In just a moment, plagues of poisonous toads hop across Australia.
Or Buffo marinus is an amphibian on a mission. These toads are leaping and sweeping right across Australia's top end. They can tolerate extreme weather conditions, cross open paddocks, or even busy roads. Virtually nothing seems able to stop their population explosion. Slowly but surely, they are leaping into the habitat of all our native frogs.
Got him. Oh, aren't they beautiful?
Okay, so what we've got here is two native frogs, and the one Terry's got is a cane toad, an introduced species. It was introduced into Australia on purpose in the 1930s from Hawaii, and they were put here to try and control the cane beetle. Now, you can see the comparo between these two. It's very important that we have a good close look at this because the toad and this little banjo frog are very similar looking. And it's important that we can identify a native species from the cane toad. And then if we put this little bloke into the picture, this is a young green tree frog, and he's very easy to tell the difference from the toad. He's got nice, soft skin and not a big warty old toad.
The cane toad is different from frogs in a variety of ways. The toad is terrestrial, living its whole life on the ground except for egg-laying and some hunting. Many frogs, like this green tree frog, have specially adapted toes, allowing them to climb almost anything, including slender reeds and grasses. The cane toad is not dependent on water like most frogs and can be found considerable distances from any source of moisture. Frogs prefer a more aquatic existence, and you'll find them sitting on top of or under floating plant life.
You're very cute for a little frog.
Cute, aren't they?
Behavior is another way to tell toads apart from frogs. Most frogs are spring-loaded and can leap incredible distances, while toads take short, low leaps. It's easy to see why they call these rocket frogs.
Fabulous, aren't they? So with this cane toad, if you just look, these paws on their venom glands. Now, that's where the venom comes from, and it's very toxic venom. Now, if I very gently squeeze these venom glands, you'll see it pop out, and it's projectile, and then it'll just start to ooze out. Now, this venom is absolutely deadly to all of our native species. There's only one species of snake in the whole of Australia that can tolerate the venom, and that's the freshwater snake. If birds, goannas, tortoises, snake species, mammals get this venom into their mouth and touch the mucous membranes, they will die a quite painful death. Just have a look at this dried out toad we've got here. You can see his bottom lip has actually been pulled back and his jaw's been torn back, and which has exposed the soft part inside the mouth. I think this is a crow, has actually got its beak down inside, grabbed hold of its insides and pulled them out and eaten them down. This is one way the animals can get around this venom gland. Here's a classic example of two feral species and a native species. What we've got here, this is a freshwater snake, Amphias mammarii, and it's got a whole mouthful of cane toad. Now, the snake's grabbed hold of the toad from behind, a fight has ensued, and the snake has been able to manipulate itself right up over the toad. Unfortunately, a snake with a mouthful of toad, a cat has seen it, been stimulated by the action, come in and grabbed the snake. Now you can see it's ripped through its neck and exposed its foot, its belly, there's blood around its head. The cat has killed the snake. That's very unfortunate because this particular snake species is the only reptile in Australia which can tolerate cane toad venom. And they keep small amounts of cane toads in check. Very unfortunate. Physically removing catching toads from a habitat is one way that everybody can help our natural environment. Every single toad you catch is a benefit to Australia's wilderness.
Cane toads will make a meal of insects large or small, and this nocturnal toad is stimulated by some promising-looking movement. Once they've located a juicy insect, they move in and shoot out their tongue with incredible speed and accuracy. The tongue hits the target, is retracted into the toad's gaping mouth, and the prey is swallowed in a single gulp. As well as insects, cane toads feed on native species of frogs, tadpoles, and even small reptiles and mammals. The cane toad has had a disastrous impact on our native wildlife. It competes for habitat, eats anything it can fit in its mouth, and when something tries to eat it, the native animal dies from poisoning.
They've virtually got no natural predators, so they're breeding uncontrolled. Even their eggs and tadpoles are toxic to Australian animals that try to eat them. They're a wild little unit, and it's not their fault.
This is the reason the cane toad was introduced to Australia back in 1935. With the sugar cane came the cane beetle, and this guy was supposed to eradicate them. Unfortunately, being an omnivore, he's eaten just about everything else.
So the funny little toad continues its out-of-control leap across Australia, populating every viable habitat in its path. Back shortly with some of our most dangerous outlaws, savage wild pigs. Active at night, they use their unique sensitive noses to locate their tucker, and this brew stinks. Bound to suck some pigs in from about 3 miles away, I reckon. It's important to set a trap and then move away. Pigs are smart creatures, and they won't even approach if they sense or smell humans or dogs. Wild pigs have ruined vast expanses of the Australian bushland, and they're seen as a monster in the outback. Me, I love them, but as you can see, this wild boar is wild, real wild. He'll bite you first chance he gets, and he'd have the power to remove your fingers or cause a lot of stitches. Trapping them's one thing, grabbing hold of them is another. We're trying really hard to get a lasso on. Pig isn't working in. Here we go. Pull it up, Steve-O.
Got him by the neck. I should be able to hold him long enough so as Dave can get up inside the trap and grab the pig by the back legs. Getting him by the back legs is one of the few ways you can grab a wild pig without getting your fingers removed. Woo! Hang on to him, Davo. Once you get them, spin them down onto their side and they're easily restrained. You can see the feral pig's got a very long, powerful snout designed for rooting up grasses and roots. They'll also dig up larvae from beetles and insects. Extremely powerful teeth structure. They're omnivores. They can eat virtually anything. They'll carcass feed any dead animals, but they certainly eat a lot of herbs, grasses, roots, and insects. You can see her feet, very protruding toes. They're a hooved animal. Now here in Australia, all of our native mammals have soft, padded feet. The hooved animals are very destructive, very compacting on the dirt, and they actually cause erosion. When they were introduced into Australia, they fitted straight into the ecosystem.
Many early explorers, including Captain James Cook, deliberately released pigs in Australia. Even today, feral pigs come in a variety of colors, evidence of their ability to escape from farms and join the other outlaws of the outback.
Oh, breakaway! Hey! We got a breakaway. I'm gonna have to move pretty quick. These pigs can really go flat out like a lizard drinking. Once he gets into some bushes, I'm able to quickly grab him by his legs, clip him onto his side. This doesn't cause the pig any pain at all. We love pigs, we really do. But Dave and Rowie have got a very important job keeping their numbers in check. Otherwise, they take over Australia.
And there's one animal that's willing to lend a hand to do just that. The crocodile sees pigs as one of its favorite food sources, and when they reach this size, a croc is the only native predator capable of taking them down. Even when they enter the crocodile's habitat, very often the pigs are lucky. They escape to do even more damage in a land where they've never belonged. But the crocodile is a patient animal, and he knows his time will come.
DVD and video and packed with special
Animals, toads, or fish, every animal is special. Our outback outlaws are not ultimately to blame. Humans have tipped the balance, introducing exotic wildlife species to different places, changing forever Earth's ecology.
Perhaps now is the time to help our planet heal. G'day, and welcome to Tasmania. Have a look at this little devil. Aren't they cute? They're wild little units. Whoa! Tasmanian devils. They're the nearest living relative of a much bigger predator, the thylacine or Tasmanian tiger. Officially, the tiger is presumed extinct, but we're not convinced.
So join us as we search for ourselves and discover the mysteries of wild Tasmania.
Tasmania is an island state at the southern end of Australia. Cut off from the mainland by rising sea levels, its isolation for thousands of years has allowed a distinctive population of wildlife to survive and evolve in the coldest part of Australia. This is one of the last areas the Tassie tiger was ever seen. Understandable, it's a really remote area. You could spend your whole lifetime down in here and never see a sign.
It's a perfect spot to look for Tasmania's remarkable wildlife and maybe find sign of the tiger. The last time one was seen for sure was in 1936, the year the last thylacine in captivity died in a Tasmanian zoo.
Copperhead! What a beauty! Have a look at this. How's this?
This is a copperhead. Now, they're pretty common here on Tasmania, and ever since I was a boy, I've been fascinated by copperheads. They are a spectacular snake species. There's only 3 snakes in Tasmania: the tigers, the copperheads, and a little white lip snake. This is a beautiful specimen. It's an adult, full-grown, really good condition. You can see along the side of its head. Whoop! Hang on a minute there.
Hey.
Coming your way. Got him.
Wow.
Gee, they're quick.
Ooh, watch him. He's
Woo.
a bit ballistic.
Wow. It's been a long time since I've seen copperheads. I forgot how fast they were. They are really, really whippy. Extremely fast. He's shot off like I wouldn't believe. Look at that. Aren't they beautiful animals? Absolutely beautiful. Now, if you have a look at his head, quite often they get a coppery sheen about them, hence their name, Copperhead. Have a look at his beautiful shiny scales, quite a coppery coloration coming back from underneath his head. He's getting a little bit grumpy. They're a fantastic animal, and they're very cold tolerant. They can handle icy conditions, dark coloration. They warm up quick. Beautiful animal, normally found around permanent water. They like to eat lizards, occasionally frogs, and they're cannibalistic. They'll eat other snakes, including their own kind. Beautiful. I just let him go. Want to just watch out there, sweetheart? Okay. So I'm just going to let him go now. There you go, buddy. Unless you're trained to handle them, never get this close to a snake. They can be dangerous, and in Australia, that can mean deadly.
A calm day on the Tasmanian east coast, and we're heading to one of the closest islands, a place that's home to a flourishing colony of Australian fur seals. The tough, rocky islands of the east are shaped by the power of savage winds and seas tearing away at the landscape. Only the toughest stone survives the battering to form steep cliffs that drop abruptly into deep water, sometimes with caves that are carved deep into the rock.
You can only get a boat into these caves on very calm days. And when we moved in to investigate, we were surprised to find dozens of massive seals concealed in the darkness.
Even on a calm day, we have to be careful. The ocean swells are lifting our boat at least a meter up and down. There's an ever-present danger of being caught under one of the many overhanging ledges.
Outside the cave, hundreds more seals have spotted us, and they head straight for the water. It's a spectacular show as these amazing mammals slide and splash into the sea. If we get too close, they'll swamp the boat. By crikey, they're having a good day. And the biggest males can weigh up to 800 pounds. These are the most common seals found in Tasmanian waters. And as their name suggests, Australian fur seals, they were once hunted for their skins, but now they are fully protected. Woo! Unreal.
The water is where they feel safest, but in this area, they may be swimming into danger. The sea around this island is a favorite hunting ground for great white sharks. The seal makes up a majority part of their diet, and great whites have a frightening reputation for attacking and killing scuba divers by mistake. But for Steve, the attraction of meeting seals face to face in their natural element overcomes any thought of danger.
This is where the seal truly belongs. Awkward and shambling on shore, they hit the water and become graceful creatures of the sea, able to stay below for up to 20 minutes without taking a breath. I wish I could do that.
They were shy and wary on land, but underwater their fear is gone. Steve's an object of curiosity, something strange but in no way threatening. They want to see what he is, and they can spot what they think is another seal in the reflection from his face mask.
The danger time for seals is when they return to the surface for a breath of air. That's when they're most vulnerable to a shark attack. Down below, their speed and astonishing manoeuvrability will keep them safe. The trail of bubbles that make those underwater patterns is escaping air that is trapped in the fur of the seal every time they surface.
The longer Steve stays below with them, the more playful the seals become. A lot of marine mammals, such as dolphins, don't seem to like the air bubbles created by scuba divers. It scares them off, but not the seals. Escaping air is part of their underwater behavior, and for a while, they treat Steve as if he was one of them.
Next up, a wallaby with a problem created by humans who were just too friendly.
It's Toyota's December to remember, with unbeatable value across the whole Toyota range. Run-out model Hilux now comes with huge factory bonuses. Hurry in for unbeatable savings across the unbreakable Hilux range. 4x4, 4x2, petrol, diesel, turbo diesel, single, extra and double cabs. Only during Toyota's December to remember, and only while stocks last. So hurry.
Right here, right now. Oh, what a feeling. Toyota.
The trouble with most sunscreens is they're just too greasy. If you're tired of greasy sunscreens, try Banter non-greasy gel. Banter 30+ sunscreen minus the grease.
Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs returns to the Regal Theatre after a sellout season in Sydney. This brand new production in true pantomime tradition makes the ideal Christmas gift for all the family. Hey kids, don't forget that you can come and meet the Seven Dwarfs in person after the show. For a limited season only, book now at the Regal Theatre and all box outlets. Book now.
With our giant 16-page catalogue out now, Christmas really is a cracker at Zammels. Look, 18-carat gold studs are half a carat of diamonds, just $750.
For the
Zammels Jewelers.
A lot of retailers have been talking recently about everyday low prices, but there's a big difference at Big W. We've been delivering everyday low prices on Australia's favourite brands for 12 years. At Big W, you don't have to wait for a sale or a percentage off day. You can shop when you want, confident you're getting our lowest possible price. Low prices every day on the brands you know and trust. That's the big difference. And that's our promise to you from Big W.
This Christmas, party on with a platter from Chicken Treat. Like our chicken and salads party platter for $12 from just $4.50 a head. Call now and party on with the best chicken treat around.
They call her She-Devil.
Oh my God, so that's Robert's ex-wife?
But why do they hate her?
You're an angry, manipulative...
Everybody loves Raymond, 7:30 tonight. Then all new at 8.
You're looking at someone who's certified to teach sex education.
She's the teacher about to learn a lesson.
Just the basic female anatomy. You need to know yourself. It looks like Florida.
All new What About Joan following Raymond, 8 o'clock tonight.
You are a little cutie. Hello. Aren't you pretty? Now this is the smallest of the 3 species of snake we'll find in Tasmania. This is a white-lipped snake. Have a look at right around the mouth is a really light-colored lips. Now, the white-lipped snake is actually the most cold-tolerant snake in Tasmania. Although all snakes have to heat up in order to be able to eat, this guy can handle even sub-freezing temperatures. When he gets warm enough to eat, he's going to dine on things like little lizards. This is a young one. They get a bit larger than this when they're full grown.
He's a good boy. Now, although he looks quite harmless and is being very gentle, he is actually a front-fanged venomous snake. The reason he's not biting is, first of all, I'm not hurting him, and second of all, I'm way too big to eat. Here you go.
Have a look at these little beauties. They're Tasmanian paddy melons. And as soon as it starts getting warm, they'll look for some dense vegetation and find a comfortable spot to sleep all day long.
These delightful little relatives of the kangaroo used to be on the mainland too. But like so many species, they've become extinct there since European settlement. Luckily, they're still thriving here in Tasmania.
The wildlife on the Freycinet Peninsula is not only prolific, but quite approachable. It's a wildlife hotspot, and these wallabies are jumping around everywhere. They're so cute.
Paddy melons tend to be solitary animals. You won't find them in mobs like kangaroos and wallabies, their larger cousins. Generally, a paddy melon mum and her joey stick to their own little territory. Paddy melon joeys are typically born in late summer and early autumn. They spend the winter in the warmth of their mother's pouch, and with the coming of spring, they start to venture out on their own.
The paddy melon joey will spend about 28 weeks in the pouch and gradually gets used to life on her own until she's big enough to fend for herself. And then, when she's in her second year, she'll be ready to have joeys of her own.
When you find wild animals as tame as this wallaby, it's often a sign that we've interfered too much with their natural behavior. Visitors here at Wineglass Bay have virtually trained this fella to eat our food instead of the native grasses and shrubs that make up his normal diet.
By crikey, these wallabies are tame. They're approaching people on the beach. To see a wallaby on the beach is fascinating for me, but to approach people and expect food off them is quite amazing. But there is one bad side effect. If you have a look on the side of his jaw, that lump there, that's a chronic problem called lumpy jaw, and it will cause his death. So feeding them bread and cakes and biscuits, unnatural foods, bad news. And he's almost demanding food off Terry. We've got nothing for you.
We don't have anything.
Once these wallabies become reliant on human feeding, they don't get enough of their natural foods, and illnesses set in when they start suffering nutritional deficiencies. After the break, devils run wild.
It's Toyota's December to remember. With unbeatable value across the whole Toyota range. You'll get over $3,600 worth of free extras with limited edition Avalon Sorrento, including air conditioning, ABS brakes, cruise control and alloy wheels. Enjoy the luxurious ride of V6 Avalon Sorrento with $3,600 worth of free extras. Sensational value. Only during Toyota's December to remember. So hurry.
Right here, right now. Oh, what a feeling. Toyota.
The trouble with most sunscreens is they're just too greasy. If you're tired of greasy sunscreens, try Banter non-greasy gel. Banter 30+ sunscreen minus the grease.
Pay peanuts, you get monkeys. A power tool for Dad this Christmas? He deserves the best. Give him Makita. Choose from a range of Christmas gift packs, each with a value-added bonus. Makita, tough, gutsy, the one he really wants. Workmates, me and my Makita.
Just Spectacle's face value sale. Get real face value with 20% off all designer frames like Gucci, Calvin Klein and Dahui. And get another pair free from the free range of 400 frames. Get
Get real face value with 20% off all sunglasses like Lacoste, Aloha and D&G. And get another pair free from Just Spectacles free range. Just Spectacles 20% off face value sale. Rings around other sales.
From now until Christmas Eve, every time you spend $100 on your Visa, you go into the draw to win a $50,000 Visa card. Or one of 10 $5,000 Visa cards. The more purchases you make, the more chance you have of winning. So this Christmas, put your prezzies on Visa.
Open 7 days.
Beautiful. Graceful. Deadly. Precision killing is the job they do best.
The world lies before them like a cafeteria counter.
No animal is safe in the air or on the ground.
Everything it lays eyes on is either opposition or meat.
Come face to face with the most powerful hunters of the sky.
They're the nearest thing possible to the ultimate bird.
Sandra Sully presents Killing for a Living, 7:30 Monday on 10.
As we continue our discovery of the mysteries of Tasmania, we start to head into areas where there have been reported sightings of the Tasmanian tiger over the years since it was declared probably extinct.
Given the abundance of wildlife here, we're going to have road fatalities. Really unfortunate. Another big problem comes in where carnivores like Tassie devils come in, they start feeding off the carcass, boom, boom, and they also get hit by cars. I'll just drag it off the road. By dragging it right off the road, eagles and devils, they're not going to get hit. Travelling around the state of Tasmania is quite easy. The roads are...
Steve, something's been hit.
It was a spotted-tailed quoll, and it was limping. The quolls are a family of carnivorous marsupials, and if we can find it, we may be able to have its injuries treated by a vet.
He's really stressed out. I think he's all right.
They're tough little critters. He'll be okay. We'll leave him alone.
Night is the best time to look for practically every marsupial and probably our best chance of seeing a thylacine. We can hear an animal moving through the bush, and as we get close, we see it's a Tassie devil, and it's feeding on a carcass of a dead wallaby. Devils are mainly scavengers, and the wallaby that this one's eating is far too large to have been hunted down by a devil. Even fully grown, they're not able to pull down an animal that size. The wallaby was probably a roadkill, and there won't be anything left by the time the devils are finished. They eat the lot, meat, fur, and bone.
This newcomer takes top spot at the table. In Devil Society, the most dominant animal feeds first, while the others wait their turn. The sound brings in more competitors, and every new arrival means that shortly there'll be another fight. They have to decide who eats first, second, third, and so on. While we watched, 8 or 9 devils were attracted to the feeding. Most of them left the scene to wait their turn.
This show of aggression is mainly to assert dominance. Rarely do they make contact. And just as well, or they tear each other apart.
If there are thylacines around, they might also be attracted by the sounds and smells of the feeding frenzy.
Instead, we catch sight of the distinctive spots of an eastern quoll, another hunter of the night in the Tasmanian wilderness. A little further on, we spot another one. And another. Normally they hunt alone, but this is the mating season and we're probably looking at a breeding pair.
Quolls carry 5 or 6 babies in their pouch, and when they're too big to carry, they'll raise them in a nest until they're about 20 weeks old. Like many other Australian animals, the eastern quoll has disappeared from the mainland and survives only in Tasmania.
One of the reasons these carnivorous marsupials have survived so well here is that Tasmania still has large areas of undisturbed bush linked together by wildlife corridors.
When we spotlight them clearly on open ground, we can see the movements that prompted settlers to nickname them native cats.
Now, this guy better watch out. It's an eastern barred bandicoot, and he's a perfect size to be hunted down by the quolls that share his territory. Fortunately, they're fast breeders and fairly common over much of Tasmania, but getting very rare on the mainland of Australia.
From the wilderness, we're heading underground.
This magnificent formation is King Solomon's Cave, and it's a limestone cave which was created by an underwater stream. It's truly magnificent. The colour from these stalactites and stalagmites, truly one of the most awesome things I've seen. And the reason for these magnificent colours and formations is the limestone coming from the roof of the cave, forming these stalactites and stalagmites.
This particular cave was first discovered in 1908 when 2 men were out on a hunting expedition. They came back and passed ropes all the way down the length of the cave and explored it completely. In 1983, National Parks and Wildlife Service came in and renovated the whole cave with steps and lights and made it spectacular so that visitors can come from all over the world and enjoy the fabulous formations. There are more than 200 caves in this area, all of them shaped and decorated by the slow dripping of water loaded up with dissolved minerals and limestone. Every drop of water leaves a tiny deposit of limestone, colored by the dissolved minerals. It takes thousands of years to build up enough substance to form the shapes that fill the caves. Nature has finished its work in some, while others are still being built, one tiny drop at a time.
Some of these limestone caves are dry and some of them are wet. Maricopa Cave, the one we're in right now, is a wet limestone cave. And this is a freshwater stream. Beautiful water.
Even in the total darkness of these caves, we have discovered some life forms.
Long, spindly legs are a pretty common feature among creatures that never see the light of day. And this one's the Tasmanian cave spider, and it's found nowhere else in the world. Many cave dwellers that remain in total darkness for their entire lives have evolved with no eyes. The predators among them catch their prey with those long legs.
Deep in this cave, we found a really weird and wonderful little creature. Now, the glowworm actually glows green in the dark. The glowworm then drops little silk threads, anywhere from about 6 to 20 threads per worm. The green glow attracts little mosquitoes and sandflies, which get caught up in the threads, and then the worm simply reels them in and eats them down. Of course, in the light, we can't see the glowing anymore, but for some reason, little mosquitoes and so forth are attracted to it.
Scientists are continuing their study of this spectacular underground complex and their mysterious inhabitants. They've found several unique forms of life, and the limestone deposits have revealed secrets of climate changes over 250,000 years. This is considered the best underground scenery in Australia.
In just a moment, how the cute and cuddly wombat can turn the tables on the fiercest attacker.
It's Toyota's December to remember, with unbeatable value across the whole Toyota range, like limited edition Camry Intrigue with $3,100 worth of free extras, including alloy wheels, 6-speaker CD stereo and ABS brakes. Australia's favourite medium-sized family car, now with $3,100 worth of free extras. Sensational value, only during Toyota's December to remember. So hurry.
Right here, right now. Oh, what a feeling. Toyota.
Forget the Blarney Stone and River Dance. Mikey Robbins takes you on the essential tour of Ireland.
What makes a good pint?
It's the taste ready. Plus pop sensation The Cause. Mikey's Pubs. Irish, very Irish. 9:30 Monday.
The Rampage has arrived at Adventure World. A twisting, turning, spinning, rock and rolling hellcat of a ride. Have you and your friends got what it takes to go on the Rampage? The new Rampage. Come on, we dare you.
Relax. You've got RAC home insurance. If not, call 131704. RAC Insurance. We're there for you.
Greater power, massive screen, awesome graphics, four-player capability. This is life advanced.
Pay peanuts, you get monkeys. A power tool for Dad this Christmas. He deserves the best. Give him Makita. Choose from a range of Christmas gift packs, each with a value-added bonus. Makita, tough, gutsy, the one he really wants. Workmates, me and my Makita.
The Rampage has arrived at Adventure World. A twisting, turning, spinning, rock and rolling hellcat of a ride. Have you and your friends got what it takes to go on the Rampage? The new Rampage. Come on, we dare you.
I just want to hear your story.
Spacey, Baldwin, Byrne, Del Toro.
There's nothing that can't be done.
The Oscar-winning masterpiece.
How do you shoot the devil in the back? What if you miss?
The Usual Suspects, 8:30 tonight.
Cradle Mountain is frequented every year by tourists who come to see this spectacular scenery. And we're hoping to follow up on our search for the thylacine because several sightings have been made here in the past. Now, this cooler mountain climate means that animals have had to adjust to a different lifestyle from that of their cousins on the mainland. The platypus and the quolls also call this area home. And Cradle Mountain is renowned as being the place for the wandering wombat.
And unfortunately, that wandering sometimes takes them on the roads. Dead bodies don't last long in Tasmania. The devils clean them up on a daily basis. And if it's on the road, that's where they feed. We don't want them hit as well, so we move the bodies.
Is this the most beautiful face you've ever seen? This is a Tasmanian wombat. and his closest relative is actually the koala. Now, the females have a little pouch like all marsupials do, only their pouch is backwards. The reason why is this is the largest tunneling marsupial. You're giving me a bit of a bite. You're always chewing. They tunnel down in the ground, and if they had a pouch that faced forwards, it would fill up with dirt. So they've got the backwards pouch, and they tunnel constantly. They have these wonderful claws, and they use their little claws for digging up dirt. Don't bite me again or I'll kiss you. When they dig up all the dirt, they then push it aside with their bodies, and they make these tunnels throughout their range. Now, they do have a few predators. The Tasmanian devils, maybe an eagle would get a young one, and certainly a Tasmanian tiger would make a meal of a wombat. So his best line of defense is this wonderful square bottom. He uses his little bottom to actually form a door in his burrow so nothing can come in. And if something does manage to come in, he pushes up with his back and he'll squash it flat.
Everywhere we travelled, we were never far from the local wildlife. These wallabies were grazing in broad daylight, only a few metres from the edge of the road on our way through the Tasmanian Central Plateau. On the mainland, they sheltered from the sun for almost the whole day. But here in Tasmania, the cooler weather seems to draw them out, right out into the open.
The area we're heading to around Cradle Mountain is one of the wildest, most untouched parts of Tasmania. And if the Tasmanian tiger still survives, it's another good place to be ready for a sighting.
As we gain altitude, the weather turns colder and wetter, which is okay for us in the four-wheel drive, but I wonder how the wildlife copes.
The lodge is virtually the only center of civilization in just about the entire Cradle Mountain area, and a good base to explore the Highlands.
The Highlands region is one of the most untouched parts of wilderness in the whole of Tasmania. It's a haven for many species that are declining in other parts of Australia. Have a look at this. The spotted-tailed quoll, the largest member of the Quoll family. One of the theories about the survival of the Tasmanian tiger, the thylacine, is that remnant populations may still be concealed in this rugged area.
The tiger certainly shared much of the same diet as the quolls and other carnivorous marsupials. This quoll's brought down a rabbit, one of Australia's introduced pests. He'd been watching us warily ever since we'd arrived in his territory, but eventually decided we were no threat and ignored us to finish his meal.
These are Tasmanian paddy melons.
The paddy melons spend most of their daytime hours in the dense vegetation. They actually make little runways or almost burrows back in the vegetation. Then at night, they start coming out to eat the tender shoots and leaves that they find throughout the open paddocks.
And of course, back when the Tasmanian tiger was abundant in Tasmania, these would have been a food source. And the Tassie tiger would get on the scent or the trail and he'd chase them and run them until they reach exhaustion and then go in for the kill.
We'll be back in a moment. A close encounter with the fourth most venomous snake in the world.
It's Toyota's December to remember, with unbeatable value across the whole Toyota range. Run-out model Hilux now comes with huge factory bonuses. Hurry in for unbeatable savings across the unbreakable Hilux range. 4x4, 4x2, petrol, diesel, turbo diesel, single, extra and double cabs. Only during Toyota's December to remember, and only while stocks last. So hurry.
Right here, right now. Oh, what a feeling. Toyota.
He's America's best-kept secret.
Come in here!
And everyone wants a piece of him, especially the U.S. government. But how can you control a secret weapon you can't see? The Invisible Man, 7:30 Thursday.
Maybe I'm in the wrong job.
JB Hi-Fi is smashing prices on original master CDs down to an insane $8.99. Classic albums from legends like Frank Sinatra, Michael Crawford, Foster and Allen, just $8.99. Comedy albums from Bob Newhart, Cheech and Chong, Bill Cosby and Stephen Wright, $8.99. They're smashing prices on greatest hits albums from Linda Ronstadt, America, Manhattan Transfer, Aretha Franklin, Otis Redding and even Dr. John, plus hundreds more titles in stock, all a crazy $8.99. JB, you...
Guess what's coming to Perth? Slingshot Festival 2001 with Area 7, Eskimo Joe, Flash, George, Skunk Hour, The Foves, plus heaps more. 2 stages, all ages. Rides, skate ramp and demos. Slingshot 2001. Sunday 16th of December, Claremont Showgrounds. Tickets on sale at Box. Check slingshotfestival.com and Express for details.
So, Jono, what did you do the exact moment you realised you'd won Oz Lotto?
Quit sharing. With at least $1 million up for grabs each week, who's going to be the next Oz Lotto millionaire?
My world vision is that children like Esnet can grow up healthy and happy. Merry Christmas, Esnet.
The Grogans gave Esnet a better chance in life, but there are other children living in poverty who desperately need your help. Through child sponsorship, World Vision will work with their communities to provide the basics they need to survive.
Feels really good to give the future back to someone.
Sponsor before Christmas and get this angel for your tree. Visit our website or call 13 32 40.
Thank you. For stress-free STD, chat between 7 p.m. and midnight and pay $1.50 max. Call 132200 to find out how this great Homeline Plus offer can work for you.
In case you don't know, there's a new boy in town. Blair's coming to Neighbours this week. The Tasmanian wilderness is an environment so rich in wildlife that we've almost come to expect a new sight around every corner. But what came next surprised both of us. Reptiles are Steve's specialty, but even Steve's never seen anything like this.
Check out that. Tiger.
This guy's huge. You be careful.
Yeah, mate.
Oh, man. What a beauty.
That's the biggest tiger snake I've ever seen.
He's incredible. Now, this is more classic why they'd be called a tiger snake, because you can see they've got those wonderful stripes all the way down. Now, you stay here for a minute, buddy.
Careful, mate, careful.
You stay right here. We just want to have a look at you. The tiger snakes of Tasmania can be this classic, beautiful stripe color, or they can actually be a darker color, like almost solid black, and they can even be a golden color, which is just beautiful. Now, this isn't something you want to do when you're in Tasmania, just walk up to a tiger and grab him by the tail, but I'm going to let him go on his way and just appreciate how gorgeous he is.
I reckon he's been down here having a drink.
I think so.
Yeah.
He's enormous. I tell you, I'm a little bit intimidated. Isn't he great?
Beautiful.
Wow.
I tell you what, that is the biggest tiger snake I've ever seen. And the stripes! You can see why they call them tigers.
What an honor to share space with him. He's awesome.
The tiger is one of the world's most venomous snakes, and he seems to realise that. He's so big and strong that he feels totally in control. Puffing himself up emphasises his size to warn us off. The snake understands his own power and the deadly force held in those fangs. There's enough venom there to kill over 100 adult humans.
There was another surprise waiting for us in a slow-flowing section of the creek.
Platypus. The platypus is one of Australia's most amazing animals. It was such an oddity when it was discovered by the Western world. Scientists in Britain thought the first specimen was a manufactured fake.
It has a body and tail like a beaver, a flexible snout that looks like a duck, webbed feet with long claws, water-repellent fur, and reproduces like a bird or reptile. And here's the weirdest part of all. It lays eggs and hatches them in a burrow, and it's a warm-blooded mammal, nursing its young after they hatch.
The platypus forages for food on the bottom of streams and lakes. Its incredibly sensitive snout can detect electrical currents and minute vibrations to locate insects, crustaceans, and worms.
They have terrible eyesight, but this beauty probably knew we were there through its other senses. On most of the mainland, they feed in the evening and night, but in colder climates like Tasmania, they'll often come out during the day.
This is about as big as they get, and it's probably a male. The male platypus is territorial, and he'll defend his patch of water with large poisonous spurs on the hind legs. They swim with their eyes shut, and if they stop swimming downwards, they're buoyant enough to float back to the surface. They're a strange-looking animal, all right, and one of their favourite foods is the yabby, a freshwater crayfish which they grind with their bottom jaw.
We're now heading to the west coast of Australia's island state, a shore that's been shaped by the massive power of the roaring 40s. These winds have broken down parts of the coast to form sandy beaches and a system of dunes above the high tide mark. A quick check to test the hardness of the sand, and we're heading away from the beaten track to investigate the beachfront environment.
Our four-wheel drive enables us to get to really remote areas. I wish I could see as good as this sea eagle. These dunes above the high tide mark conceal animals of all different shapes and sizes.
Got it. Just check out his temperament first, mate. Come here, mate. Woo! Look at this. Black tiger. It's a Tasmanian tiger, all right, not the one we're looking for. This is a tiger snake, very dark coloration down here in Tasmania, and they're quite common along the coast. Very common. In fact, they'll go down the mutton bird holes and feast on young mutton bird chicks. Now, they are common here on Tasmania, but they're also very common out in the Bass Strait Islands, the smaller islands between Tasmania and the mainland, and there's actually a giant form that grow out there. See how he's flattening out his neck? Very cobra-like. He's getting a little bit grumpy. And this particular snake would be an average size. He's had a hard time. See down along his back there? That's scar tissue. He's been damaged at some stage, but it's repaired, and he's in good condition. They'll cruise around these coastal areas, eat frogs, skinks, other snakes, and any small mammals, and of course birds. Mutton birds being one of their favourite food sources. Beautiful animal, dark coloration, because that means they can heat up quicker. Black colour when the sun beats down, or even in these cloudy conditions, they'll heat up. Just got to be a little careful. They're able to heat up a lot quicker.
Oh, don't bite yourself.
What I might do is I might just let him on his way. There's a good snake. Whoa, oh, oh. What a good snake.
I've been handling and rescuing snakes all my life, and I guess I make it look easy. It's not. Snakes and other potentially dangerous animals should only be handled by professionals. This is my job. Coming up next...
A professional hunter, which should not be attempted by others.
Come on then, Charlie. Come on, boy. Oh! This is the saltwater crocodile, largest crocodile on the planet. We're going to take you on an adventure up into Cape York Peninsula, into the drying waterholes of the Normanby River, to look at Australia's unique species, the freshwater crocodile. They're completely harmless to man, beautiful animals, unlike these large predatory animals. Come on, Charlie. Come on then, boy. Come on, boy. Woo! Isn't he a beauty? I better move back from the water's edge. Very dangerous. Unlike the freshies, salties, whack! They hit several ton per square inch jaw pressure. Woo! They're wild. I can't wait to get up with the freshies. They're so cute, you want to squeeze their cheeks. Trouble is, they'll bite you.
Freshwater crocodile is uniquely Australian. They're found nowhere else in the world, and the quickest way to identify them is with their long, narrow snout, much thinner than the other Australian croc, the deadly saltwater crocodile. When we reach the last waterholes of the outback, you'll see how the freshwater crocodile survives and competes for water in a harsh, dry environment. We're going into the water with them, into their territory where they're the top predator. We witness amazing natural behaviour, rarely, if ever, seen by humans. I get the opportunity to do something I've always wanted to do, dive with the harmless freshwater crocodile. But our journey starts here with our breeding program at Australia Zoo.
Buddy. Come on. There you go. This is a yearling freshwater crocodile. Now, even at this size, he'll be a little bit defensive. Freshwater crocodiles are not known to attack something human-sized, but they're very brave and stoic. And even a little one, if something gets in the way, whammo, he'll latch onto it. Now, the freshwater crocodile needs to be conserved in the wild because they're a very special, small, unobtrusive croc that doesn't worry people. So our research is very important to the species. Now, every day I come to this tank, make sure that the water is clean and that each individual crocodile is healthy and happy. Ouch!
Oh. How's that jaw slap? There she goes. Isn't she cute? And I've got a rat for you too, sweetheart. There you go. Want another one? And here's a fish. Oh, you don't want the fish? Isn't she darling? We've nicknamed this one Terry. She's got a cute little bottom, just like my wife. And she's got a beautiful head structure, absolutely streamlined, very light in coloration. And she has about 15 to 17 eggs every year. She's gorgeous. Are you full now, sweetheart? You're a good girl. Give you a little scratch on the bottom. How's that? Out in the bush, there's no way I'd try and caress a freshie like this. They'd swing round, bang. They'd have no choice but to bite. That's nature's way.
Here at our Australia Zoo, we get a lot closer to them than we normally would in the wild. And you can do things with a freshie that you couldn't do with a saltwater crocodile under any circumstance. It's lunchtime, and make it snappy.
Come on, man. Why crikey, they strike fast. Come on then, little girl. Oh. Here you go. Here you go, buddy. No, you can't. You have the rat. Little girl.
Here in captivity, we mimic their natural diet with fish, crustaceans, small mammals, and occasionally chicken.
To start our expedition to the last waterholes of the outback, we head north along the tropical east coast of far north Queensland. A unique place where the rainforest of the wet tropics meets the coral of the Great Barrier Reef. Our journey takes us inland from this lush landscape into the dry tropics of Cape York Peninsula. Harsh, outback country where the rains come only once a year, and we're heading there in the dry season. The wide, full rivers of the coast give way to narrow streams that are drying out fast. Barren floodplains wait for a wet season that is still months away. Before long, many of the rivers of the dry tropics will stop flowing, and some will evaporate into a series of disconnected water holes.
Next, freshwater crocodile territory, and we're in their environment.
It's Toyota's December to remember, with unbeatable value across the whole Toyota range. Run-out model Highlands now comes with huge factory bonuses. Hurry in for unbeatable savings across the unbreakable Hilux range. 4x4, 4x2, petrol, diesel, turbo diesel, single, extra and double cabs. Only during Toyota's December to remember, and only while stocks last. So hurry.
Right here, right now. Oh, what a feeling. Toyota.
Hi, I'm Ian Hewitson. This Christmas, there's an easy way to look after your Christmas fresh food budget and save shopping time. Just do what I'm doing. Have Christmas with Newmart.
Newmart. Extra value for you.
And me.
New Pringles curry.
There are huge savings on gift ideas at the Rowan Jarman Cracker Christmas Sale. Save 40% on these women's tops. Save 35% on Nike Triax watches and save 50% on Everlast and Reebok shorts. Save now at the Rowan Jarman Cracker Christmas Sale.
Sport. Lifestyle.
Some say you can't beat summer holidays at Rottnest. Others say you can't beat a day out at the Royal Show. For some, it's the waves at Margaret River. But one thing they all say is...
You can't beat a Peter's Trumpet.
It's the classic blend of Peter's ice cream, chocolate and roasted nuts that makes Trumpet WA's favourite ice cream.
For fresh food savings, have Christmas with Newmart.
Imported cooked medium tiger prawns.
$16.49 a kilo.
Bilo full and half leg ham.
$5.97 a kilo.
Newmart. Extra value for you.
And me.
If there's one thing to unsettle a marriage, it's keeping abreast of the budget.
According to this, we can afford a car phone.
No car phone.
Why? I fight technology.
Who introduced you to the Wonder Bra?
On Raymond at 7:30. Then at 8, meet Mark, the Bachelor.
Did you ever think to ask what I'm upset about?
You're upset because you're worried about me.
Because after this night, you'll be a bachelor no more.
Marry me, Betsy!
10's new comedy, What About Joan? Following Raymond, 8 o'clock tonight on 10.
Over here, mate.
What are you doing out here on the road? You're gonna get run over. This frill-neck lizard was right in the middle of the road and was in danger of being run over. He was catching the last rays of the sun to heat up. Now, we're gonna move him off the road so he doesn't get hurt, but notice his great big frill. Usually you can't see the frill out like that. He's got it all tucked in, but he puts it out as a defense mechanism, making him look much larger so nobody's gonna eat him. Now, when we let him go, he could very well go right up a tree because he's got this long tail and beautiful long claws, and he's really designed for climbing. Yeah, we'll let you go.
We've left the coast behind and we're heading north into the great wilderness of Cape York Peninsula. In the dry season, this is a place of heat and fine dust that penetrates everything. As usual, Suey's along for the ride. She goes everywhere and loves every minute of it. The native kangaroos and wallabies have adapted well to the harsh climate of the dry tropics, but the introduced cattle are showing the signs of a long season without rain. These swamps and wetlands would be impassable during the wet season. By crikey, it's dry. The river stopped flowing many months ago. And up here is a continuous stretch of water. But as the dry conditions continue, the heat will evaporate all of the moisture until the waterhole breaks up into a series of smaller billabongs. And here's our destination, or at least the start of our real journey. The river where we'll spend the rest of the dry season investigating the lives of the freshwater crocodile. In the boat. There's a good puppy. On paddle, mate.
Because this area is so isolated, it's the perfect place to study these incredible animals. The water is still alive with fish and other food sources, but more importantly, very few people reach this remote river to interfere with the natural rhythms of the crocodile's pattern of life. This is a typical habitat for freshies, an inland stream well away from the coastal estuaries. The freshwater crocodiles aren't always true to their name. They can also be found living for short periods in salt water. In fact, just because you see freshwater crocodiles doesn't mean the saltwater croc wouldn't be lurking in the same territory. An azure kingfisher. That little head movement helps him locate the exact position of his prey under the water. When we're so quiet, it's amazing how close the wildlife allows us to come. The animals have seen so few humans around here that most of them don't feel threatened. Many of the crocs ignore us completely. They're so well camouflaged that they're not used to being seen. Even if they are seen, they're the top predator in the territory and believe they have nothing to fear. Keeping still is part of their hunting behavior. They just wait for dinner to swim past, and then they snap. We pass a turtle trying to look like a log, and we spot a freshie in a typical nesting area. She's sitting high above the water level on a bank of nice, soft sand.
Wow, have a look at this. Here's a little female. Up there, I'd say she's scratching up, preparing and testing the soil, the sand. This one... Woo! What they call that is a gallop, where they're up there high, woo, straight down into the water.
In this part of the river, the sandy banks stretch for a long way, and the water here seems like it's deep enough to stay permanent right through the dry. That makes this a prime breeding and nesting region. There are probably dozens, maybe even hundreds of freshwater crocs in this immediate area. These freshies have amazingly efficient lifestyles. They don't move unless they have to.
When you approach, they don't panic or waste their energy. They just submerge by exhaling their breath and sinking out of sight with barely a ripple. Steve is sure he's seen a croc trailing something behind it, something wrapped around its head.
Still see it?
Whereabouts?
No, it's just dead ahead. I've still got it.
See it?
I can just see it. I can just see it.
Anything wrapped around a croc's head would be life-threatening. Now I'm going to have to keep my wits about me because I've entered into their territory where they're the boss. And you don't want to disturb them because that's one way that you could get bitten. They have razor-sharp teeth, and in their water, they are the rulers. Whoa! Didn't even know that one was there. And that's how easy a mistake could happen. Luckily enough, I touched the tail end.
Steve Dave has to keep surfacing for air as he searches for the croc that may be in trouble.
They are so in tune with their environment, they know exactly where I am at all times, and they're right on it.
The freshies are able to stay underwater for up to an hour without taking a breath. These crocodiles have amazing hearts. They can shut down one heart chamber whenever they like to conserve energy and make oxygen last much longer. The aquatic environment here is incredibly rich, supporting a fantastic variety of marine life, even in the height of the dry season. But still no sign of the croc we're searching for.
Have a look at this. This is a saw-shelled tortoise. Or turtle, freshwater turtle. You can tell she's a saw shell because of these sharp, serrated edges she's got on the back of her shell. And it's a female, I can tell because she's got a short little tail. Look at it. Very cute. They got webbed feet, so they can paddle through the water really quickly. In fact, they're quite acrobatic in the water. You're gorgeous. Have a look at her, baby. Isn't she cute? There you go.
What an honour to share territory with these aquatic animals. Absolute honour. Luckily enough, freshwater crocodiles don't see humans as a food source. We're just too big and intimidating. Suey keeps an eye out all the same. She has trouble differentiating freshies from the dangerous salties.
Now here's one fella who loves the dry season. The pheasant kugel takes advantage of all the insects running around and swoops down for an easy meal. The dry season is also when eggs are laid, incubated, and hatched. It's part of a regular cycle of survival that's evolved over millions of years. Like all crocodiles, the freshies are survivors from the age of dinosaurs. They're also known as fish crocodiles or Johnston River crocodiles, after the name of the person who provided the first specimen for scientific study.
Here's a great couple of slides. Straight up the bank. Look at this, they go straight up here. Belly mark there, tail, straight up here.
Watch out for any mummy crocodiles.
Here's another perfect freshwater crocodile nesting scenario. We've got a permanent billabong down there, and we've got freshwater croc tracks coming all the way up here, along the sand, heading along here, way up out of flood level. Look at these fresh tracks, and these divots. These are where the crocs have been digging test holes. And then I'd say this one here, where she's been laying, she's actually got eggs buried down in here. There's hatchlings all over the paddock. We're bound to see more freshies nesting, hatching, maybe even defending. Next, we gotta toss a full-grown adult croc to save him from death in a drying water supply.
It's Toyota's December to remember. With unbeatable value across the whole Toyota range. You'll get over $3,600 worth of free extras with limited edition Avalon Sorrento, including air conditioning, ABS brakes, cruise control and alloy wheels. Enjoy the luxurious ride of V6 Avalon Sorrento with $3,600 worth of free extras. Sensational value. Only during Toyota's December to remember. So hurry.
Right here, right now. Oh, what a feeling. Toyota.
Everyone who's seen Gattaca agrees. It's simply brilliant. Forget the world you know. It's changed. Ethan Hawke, Uma Thurman, Jude Law. The future is here. Gattaca, tonight.
The Rampage has arrived at Adventure World. A twisting, turning, spinning, rock and rolling hellcat of a ride. Have you and your friends got what it takes to go on the Rampage? The new Rampage. Come on, we dare you.
Move it, baby.
It's a CD. It's a DVD. It's both. Channel V's Rated V DVD Plus Volume 1. It's a CD packed with songs from your favourite Channel V stars. But wait, there's more. Flip it over and it's an interactive DVD. Crazy, crazy, crazy. It's got interviews. It's got music. It's got video clips, bios and much, much more. We're excited. It slices, it dices, it's got a hole in it. Rated V DVD Volume 1. The original and the first. In stores now.
Rescue me!
It's her again.
Someone rescue me!
Rescue me?
Live your great Oz dream with Tuesday's $3 million Oz Lotto jackpot.
Before we close the show, a reminder about Home's Christmas sale, full of gifts like this Arlec torch, 6-piece outdoor setting, and this Esky triple pack. And now, our special guest. Come on!
Thanks, Rusty. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells,
Christmas dog-a-lot, out now!
all the way.
The Rampage has arrived at Adventure World. A twisting, turning, spinning, rock and rolling hellcat of a ride. Have you and your friends got what it takes to go on the Rampage? The new Rampage. Come on, we dare you.
The breakups, the bickering, and the bell-bottoms. Relive the memories of ABBA and experience their phenomenal rise to the top and their tragic fall from fame. Mamma Mia, it's ABBA. 9:30 Monday.
We're trying again to find that croc Steve saw earlier with something wrapped around its head. It's vital for the animal that we find it as soon as possible.
Paddle at it, paddle.
Some of the few people who make it into these remote places are fishermen. And they can end up killing a lot more than just fish.
See it.
There it is. And that's definitely a fishing net wrapped around its head. He doesn't know we're here to help, and once again, he gives us the slip.
No good, mate.
Even wrapped up in fishing net, he's faster than Steve, and the only way we can catch him is an ambush from above.
Okay, hang on.
No worries, I got him. I'm just
You
gonna
right?
cover his eyes. Yeah,
All right.
he's pretty freaked out.
Can you swap over to this side?
Yep.
Okay. You all right? Okay, sweetheart, you're going to have to get him up to the front of the boat there now. You all right?
Yep.
Okay. Round this way. That's it. I got the head. Round this way. Oh, I tell you what, he's tired too. He's really tired. I wonder how long he's been carting this around for.
Can you just hold that tight?
Oh, no, here we go. Here we go. That's great.
Now, if I could just cut this loose,
Yep.
I could leave that little bit in his mouth.
Okay. And cut that off. All right.
Now, I want to put this
Throw that in the boat.
Okay.
Right, I got him by the head, mate. Now, I'll pull forward as you push forward.
Okay, let me tell you when I'm in position.
Righto. I'm going to keep weight on.
Okay.
Right?
All right, up
Go.
we go.
Now, next one, all the way.
Yep.
You ready?
Yep.
Steady, go. Woo! Huh? Unreal. Good stuff. Okay. Now, I'm in there.
Without our help, this crocodile certainly would have died. This is one of the biggest bonuses of our entire life. In the far north of Australia, this time of the year is known as the pre-wet. It's sort of a sub-season of the dry, and it's prime time for crocodile nesting. From our lookout on the cliff, we've spotted a female croc who's displaying her classic nesting behaviour. This is a time to be really careful. One of the few occasions a freshwater crocodile will attack defending her young. A female freshie will fight to the death to protect her eggs and her potential babies. As I move down the cliff, I'm sure she can sense the vibrations of my footsteps, but she's not moving. And the tracks in the sand, the position of the crocodile and her behaviour tells me she's already laid her eggs. And this big fly takes advantage of that, biting her on the soft nose and eyes. A little blood-sucking fly.
Wow. Look at this girl. You all right, sweetheart? She must have laid her eggs last night. This is beautiful, a very rare sight. I've never seen a female freshie attack a person before. She's guarding her eggs. She must have laid them last night somewhere in this sand. Her mouth's open, she arches her back up. Stay away from my eggs or I'm gonna bite you. You're a good mummy crocodile. She's pretty intimidating, but unfortunately, pigs, foxes, dingoes are always digging up freshie eggs. I'm gonna leave her to her job. You're doing a good work there, girl.
Even on the best stretches of river, there is now more sand than water. At this stage, we can't even call it a stream. There's no flow in the water whatsoever. The water holes are narrowing right down. And as we head further into the outback, we have to pick up the boat and carry it for increasing distances from one section of the water to the next.
This is beautiful. Some nice, fresh croc tracks. As that water hole dries out, they just continue back into the deeper one.
It's amazing how every living thing, even the insects, are moving in on what's left of the water. As the water recedes, the animals get thirstier and thirstier. All species of animals, including insects. And here's a swarm happening right here. And it's a combination of native bees, which don't sting, hornets and wasps, which for their size at only ½ an inch long, pack a fair sort of a wallop. Ah. Where there's life, there's death. There's plenty of hatchlings, lots of freshies congregating. But here's one that didn't make it. The skin's actually dehydrated onto the skull. Poor little devil. He's obviously got way too dehydrated. Maybe he left his run too late and he's cooked out here in the sun. Pity the wet never came a bit sooner. Check out the slides. They're all heading up this way. This water's still holding its own. It's not stagnating yet. So I'd reckon while they're walking up this way, they're able to come in here, cool down, maybe get a bit of a refreshing drink, absorb a bit of water, and then head up again. You can see these slides coming right up here on the sand, all the way up here. As the river shrinks, the mud around the banks slowly bakes in the heat and becomes dry and barren, just like a desert. We can see the rough surface where feral pigs have dug into the earth. But even those champion scavengers would now be lucky to find anything worth eating.
It's over 40 degrees Celsius, which is over 100 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's dry. It's the peak of the dry. Have a look at this. These are pig rootings. This is normally a really wet area. It's like rock. We're in a Melaleuca swamp, which is known as paper bark. You can see this flaky bark. Dry, peak of the dry, dry as a dead dingo in the Simpson Desert. When the billabongs dry out like this, it's a mixed blessing for the crocodiles. On the one hand, the water they need to survive is disappearing fast. But at the same time, their food sources are more and more concentrated as every species of bird in the outback flocks to the billabong. And the aquatic life is jammed into a decreasing volume of water. It makes for easy picking.
The red-tailed black cockatoo is fairly common in northern Australia, and although water is vital to them, the dry is no real threat. When this waterhole dries up, they'll simply fly to the next one. In the dry, places like this are close to being crocodile heaven, a waterhole that's deep enough to last them until the monsoon rains arrive, and plenty of food to choose from.
The head and the snout of the crocodile is a highly developed hunting mechanism. Dimples on the skin near their teeth are pressure-sensitive devices that can tell them exactly the movements of their prey. And anything goes too close, snap, they'll grab it in a heartbeat. And these birds better watch out or they're going to get eaten.
Most of a freshie's food is barely bite-sized, but birds are high on the list of bigger prey that they'll take if they can. The freshie's teeth are fine and sharp, designed to hold small prey until they can be swallowed whole. The lotus bird, which hops around on floating plants, takes a big risk. The next lily pad is just as likely to hide a hunting crocodile.
A cattle farmer at a nearby property has heard we're in the area and he's come to ask our help with a freshie that's ended up in the wrong place at the wrong time. He pumped out one of his drying water supplies and found the poor old crocodile sitting at the bottom with nowhere to go. In the wet, the freshies travel anywhere the land goes under, and when it dries out again, they find themselves where the water sits last.
So what I'll do is, I'll try and get myself around in a position, and if you can throw the bag over when I cue you. But I tell you what, mate, if he swings around, he grabs hold of me, just grab him by the tail, pull back so I can swing around and get on his head. He looks like he's in good condition, but he's been chewed up. Look at his tail. You reckon? How you going, buddy? You have to throw the bag on. Watch it, mate. Watch it, mate. Right?
One leg, two leg.
There you go.
One's leg.
Jeez, he's in good condition.
I just can't hardly maneuver at all in this mud. It's a bit of a worry. Got a nice mouthful on that one.
Okay, let's go up.
Hey.
Let's go.
was a good, quick capture, and only a short drive to the river where we can release him back into his normal habitat. In just a moment, we get to see a freshwater crocodile laying eggs, a truly amazing experience.
It's Toyota's December to remember, with unbeatable value across the whole Toyota range. Run-out model Hilux now comes with huge factory bonuses. Hurry in for unbeatable savings across the unbreakable Hilux range. 4x4, 4x2, petrol, diesel, turbo diesel, single, extra and double cabs. Only during Toyota's December to remember, and only while stocks last. So hurry.
Right here, right now. Oh, what a feeling. Toyota.
He's a secret agent that's game for everything. Let's do it. Run! But his next assignment is anything but child's play.
It was a monster.
Like a cookie monster? The Invisible Man, 7:30 Thursday on 10. The best of the cause. Including the summer smash, Would You Be Happier? This year's must-have album, The Best of the Cause.
My boyfriend.
He left you? How about a couple of pizzas?
Yeah.
Some garlic bread and Hugh Grant?
A movie to keep, 2 pizzas and a garlic bread from $24.95. Pizza Hut.
At Video Easy, there is more to see.
Rent Dr. Dolittle 2 from Video Easy and double the Dolittle. Dr. Dolittle 1 and 2 on the one video, on the one DVD. Double Dolittle for the price of one.
There is more to see at Video Easy.
With Steve and Jenny's GIO home and contents insurance, they got new for old replacement when they were burgled. So the only worry now is who controls the remote. Talk to GIO on 131010 for insurance that leaves you free to get on with your life.
Big Kev presents from the #1 series, the #1 barbecue album. The Screaming Jets, ZZ Top, Meatloaf, Skyhooks, Metal as Anything. Free. Over 36 of the hottest barbecue tracks around on a special value double CD. Jerry Harrison, Robert Palmer and many more.
It's a little sizzler. The #1 barbecue album available in these stores. I'm excited.
An impressive lineup lies ahead in 10 Summer of Golf. See Tiger Woods play, the New Zealand Open, over $2 million in prize money, the Johnny Walker Classic, from Royal Melbourne, the Heineken Classic, a brand new tournament, the ANZ Championship, see world #1 female golfer Kari Webb, the ANZ Ladies Masters, and the final event, the Jacobs Creek Open, the biggest names, the biggest events, a Summer of Golf, only on Channel 10. Monday, monkeys have become meat eaters. Take an eye-opening journey to a land as gentle as it is ferocious. The game's over. The African Serengeti. Sandra Sully presents Killing for a Living, 7:30 Monday on 10.
Crocodiles have brilliant night vision, and they're one of the many nocturnal predators that inhabit the billabongs. The slightest movement is intensified by the still of the night.
Look at that. Beautiful. This is a pygmy python. Actually, it's a children's or spotted python, and these species are one of the smallest pythons in the entire world, and they're constrictors like all other pythons. I tell you what, swimming around out here, he's freshwater crocodile food. We'd better get him to the shore. Can you hang on to me? Yep. All right. Got him? Aren't they gorgeous? Here you go, little fella. Just put him up here out of harm's way. On those nice warm rocks.
And then we spot something truly incredible. A female freshwater crocodile right in the act of digging her nest and laying her eggs. This is a time to be as cautious as we've ever been on the whole expedition. If we interrupt her, we could accidentally chase her off the nest, or she could turn on us to defend the nest. Even though it seems like it should be obvious to the croc that someone's near, she doesn't know we're this close because she's in a trance. She's totally focused on her maternal instincts. Freshwater crocodiles have a homing instinct, and this piece of riverbank is probably very close to where she herself hatched at least 10 years ago.
That I have had the honour of sharing space with a female freshie laying eggs. She's in a trance-like state. She's just staring straight ahead. The eggs are plopping down. What a beautiful thing.
The eggs will be buried in the sand for about 90 days before the babies emerge, and of temperature. Whether they're male or female literally depends on the weather.
This is a world's first. Freshies laying eggs, and we've got it. Filming it. She's decided on this exact spot very carefully. First, she'll dig a test hole in the sand, checking the moisture, the heat, the flood levels, and after burying the eggs, she waits for a short time before leaving them to incubate in the sun. While female freshies stay close by in the water, they usually don't guard the nest, and a lot of the eggs, maybe as many as 60%, will become food for other predators. What's really surprising is how gentle these crocodiles behave when they're nesting. Just look at the careful way she's sliding the sand back over the eggs. Amazing to think a dinosaur can be so gentle. I'm gonna leave it right here. You little ripper, a piece of history. The tranquility of the billabongs is an overwhelming sense of peacefulness. And then, while scanning the scrub, I spot a group of pigs foraging for something. What are they up to? The feral pig is an introduced species through Australia, and I got a sneaky suspicion that they're up to no good. They're so intent on what they're doing, they don't even know that I'm getting closer and closer. And then it dawns on me. Yeah, get out of it. Go on, go on, go on, go on.
Oh, no. Oh, what a shame. I don't have trouble with pigs as a species, but here in Australia, they're non-natives and they destroy our native wildlife. It's not quite their fault, but by crikey, they're really hard on the environment. They've eaten all of these eggs. It's been totally devastated. Coming up next, with a race for survival.
It's Toyota's December to remember, with unbeatable value across the whole Toyota range, like limited edition Camry Intrigue with $3,100 worth of free extras, including alloy wheels, 6-speaker CD stereo and ABS brakes. Australia's favourite medium-sized family car, now with $3,100 worth of free extras. Sensational value, only during Toyota's December to remember. So hurry.
Right here, right now. Oh, what a feeling. Toyota.
Well, we just got married, but things haven't been going too well.
He had an affair.
With her best friend, Alex. Gabrielle wants to move on. Alex wants forgiveness. Secret Life, 8:30 Monday and Tuesday on 10.
Hi,
Hi, I'm Ian Hewitson. This Christmas, there's an easy way to look after your Christmas fresh food budget and save shopping time. Just do what I'm doing. Have Christmas with Newmart.
Newmart. Extra value for you.
And me.
See you in a couple of hours, darling.
We doubt you'll appreciate the incredibly clear picture on our new widescreen digital TVs, or the incredibly realistic sound that our surround sound speakers, or the way our entertainment systems blend in perfectly with any decor, without coming to see us for a free test drive in-store. Try these outdoor speakers from $299, and this Yamaha 5.1 cinema pack, now $1,599, save $300.
It costs no more to get it right.
Who will be the new commentary team captain when Richie retires? Does Tone deserve to wear the bone? Has Bill earned the right to wear the white? All will be revealed on the 12th Man's brand new album, The Final Dig. Out now.
There's nothing like good old Australian irony. Take Latan. Gives you high protection from the sun, but it's called Latan. Ironic, huh? G'day, Bruce. Hey, wrong way. Latan. Ironically Australian.
Before we close the show, a reminder about Home's Christmas sale, full of gifts, like these homemade Bud Lights, 4-burner barbecue, and GMC triple pack. And now, our special guest, come on!
Thanks, Rusty. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells,
Christmas
jingle bells, jingle all the way.
Have Christmas with Newmart. Save time and money.
Skinless chicken breast fillets.
$9.97 a kilo.
10-pack Coca-Cola cans.
$4.97.
Newmart. Extra value for you.
And me.
Tuesday, Reggie's taking a back seat.
What are you two, like 35? I really hope you're married to other people, otherwise this is way too embarrassing. Get a room.
Becca, 7:30 Tuesday on 10.
Further into the outback, the water holes in the parched riverbed are now as much as 2 miles apart. Tiny patches of water are separated by long stretches of sand, caked mud, and dry, stony ground. The good water holes are more and more crowded, and the crocodiles are living much closer together than they ever like to be. Territorial fighting sometimes happens, even in good conditions, but aggressive frontal attacks like this are pretty unusual. Crocs don't like feeling they've been caught on dry ground, but there isn't much choice now. They're forced to move overland to find enough water to last out the rest of the drive. For the Crocs who haven't established themselves in permanent water, it's a life-or-death race against time.
Have a look at this. Look at the way they climb. His waterhole's dried out. He's got no choice. He's got to move on. Whoa, there's that typical freshwater crocodile gallop. They can travel a lot of ground pretty quick, and they go into a high walk, they can climb the banks, they'll slide down the other side, and look at them gallop. Woo! Straight into the new water. Have a look at this little tacker. Only about 3 feet long, probably only about 3 or 4 years of age. He's got a lot of learning to do if he can survive the dry. He's got himself in a waterhole that's just about dried right out, and he's got at least 1.5 miles, maybe more, to get to the next permanent waterhole. If he doesn't make his move soon, he's gonna cook.
the Crocs are down to the very last of the water holes of the outback. This one's been lucky enough to find a good home for the rest of the season. Unless the wet fails, he'll survive for another year. With the world's changing and unpredictable weather patterns like the El Nino effect, there's no guarantee of a good wet. And if that happens, there'll be a terrible death rate among the freshies. This one's caught between water holes. He slowed down for a rest, and it could be a fatal mistake.
They don't have to worry too much about big predators, but when the freshies keep still for too long, they can become victims for the most unlikely creatures. Carnivorous ants, green ants. They swarm all over the Crocs and find the most vulnerable places and bite down hard. They attack the eyes. It must be excruciating pain. And once a Croc loses its sight, that's the end of it. It's always difficult to let nature take its course. But as we move off, the little crocodile recovers and bolts for the permanent water. You beauty!
We've occasionally seen dark clouds come and go as we explore the last water holes of the outback. But this time it looks as if the monsoon is about to break the dry season.
As the rain clouds gather, we hear the squeak of hatchling freshies. And as we scan the riverbank at a known nesting site, we're going to wait. Maybe we'll be lucky enough to see the hatchlings emerging from their sandy nest site. We can hear them, but we can't see anything. They're deep in the moist, warm sand where their mother deposited the eggs 90 days ago. Just keep watching, babe. They're gonna come out soon. It's quite a struggle for the little freshies. Right on their nose tip, they've got an egg tube. They penetrate the eggshell and struggle and push and get their way out through the egg, and then they've got the battle of going up through the sand and emerging and running down to the water's edge.
For the first few days of life, these hatchlings will survive on what's left of their egg yolk that they've drawn inside their bodies. Then it's a fight for survival that will see more than 90% of them die in the first year. They've been lucky to get even this far. More than half the eggs laid don't even get to hatch.
And our wait pays off. They're emerging. Replicas of their mother, these tiny little dinosaurs make a bolt for the water, the safety of their new environment. Wow, aren't they cute? We just got the timing perfect. Little bit of rain coming over, wetting down the sand, and they just start hatching. This is excellent stuff.
Among the new hatchlings, it's the less obvious ones, the guys with a natural flair for camouflage, who'll beat the survival odds.
Wow, it's like crocodile kindy, where all the little babies that have hatched out congregate. Mum will be around here somewhere. She can't feed them. They've got to feed themselves. And they're basically insectivorous, and they may pick off the odd fish and small crustacean.
This Christmas, everybody wants Funzo.
It's always a party with Funzo, but it'll never take the place of Malibu Stacy.
The Simpsons at 7:30. Then at 8, it's time to celebrate the festive season.
What can I get you? Oh, something Christmassy. Double scotch on the rocks.
That's the Christmas spirit.
Why is that Christmassy? What are you, a priest? Just pour.
Just shoot me, following The Simpsons Wednesday on 10.
old man. Found unconscious at home.
And then EUCs, FBC and ECG stat.
Lacernation above the right eye.
Get radiology up here.
Fractured ribs on the left side.
Doctor.
What the?
With flat screen technology and turbo surround sound, LG Flatron will knock you out. Are you ready? LG, life's good.
If you've been waiting for the Rove Live CD to come out, well, wait no more.
See, Rove, I don't need a warm-up.
It's some music from Rove Live, and it features artists like Anastasia, Paul Kelly, Wheatus, Casey Chambers, Paul Mack, Christine Anu, Good Charlotte, Alex Lloyd, and heaps more. Rove Live, some music, in stores now. Go out and buy it. You know you want to.
Is there something missing in your life? Fill the void with the Coca-Cola Championship Yo-Yo exclusive to Domino's. Free when you pick up 2 large pizzas, Coke and garlic bread from $19.95. Network 10 and Connoisseur Ice Cream are giving you and 5 friends a chance to ace a fully catered VIP gold box at this year's Hopman Cup. One of these lucky winners will also receive one night's luxury accommodation at Burswood Resort Casino. Simply watch 10 News first at 5 on 10 and you could be sitting courtside at Hopman Cup thanks to Network 10 and Connoisseur Ice Cream.
Want an AFL Christmas? Get into the spirit of the season with these great AFL gifts. Available now from leading retailers.
According to this, we can afford a car phone.
No car phone.
Right. I fight technology.
And who introduced you to the Wonder Bra?
Everybody loves Raymond. Next.
The hatchlings have made it into the water just in time. Anything that hatches from now on has very little chance at all of beating the odds. There just won't be enough time to establish themselves in the water before the floods of the wet season.
%95 of this year's rain is about to fall. And in a matter of hours, the last waterholes of the outback will be joined together in the rebirth of a massive tropical river. This is it, the start of the wet. What every animal, what every species has been waiting for, the monsoon.
And so this incredible life cycle begins again.
Look at this.
If Steve had your blood pumping, wait till you cop all the action from this summer's hottest superhero. The Invisible Man is the best secret agent you've never seen. 7:30 Thursday on 10. Stay with us now for Everybody Loves Raymond.
This program proudly brought to you by Toyota's December to Remember.
Right here, right now. Oh, what a feeling. Toyota.
This 10 News Update, proudly brought to you by Latan, giving you high protection when the UV rating is extreme.
Good evening. Updating 10 News, Governor-General Peter Hollingworth under pressure to speak out over sexual abuse at an Anglican school while he was Archbishop of Brisbane. America confident Osama bin Laden remains trapped after intercepting radio messages. In other news, deepening concern at the nation's growing road toll as Christmas holidays approach. And a pre-Christmas treat for Australian peacekeepers in East Timor. I'll have more news in 1 hour.
And then coming up in sports tonight, South Africa avoids the follow-on in the first test against Australia. Neil McKenzie and Mark Boucher adding a century stand for the 7th wicket. Shane Warne collecting 5 wickets. John Ruiz has retained his WBA heavyweight title against Evander Holyfield. The ringside judges surprisingly scored the bout a draw after it went the full 12 rounds. You can catch those stories, plus the latest from golf, soccer, basketball and more. It's all here in Sports Tonight after the news.
This summer's greatest hits. The best of the cause. Faith Hill, There You'll Be. And Madonna, Greatest Hits, Volume 2. 5-star albums for a 5-star summer.